In less than 1 week, you can legally place your sports bets online in North Carolina. We want to show you this map here. In red here, these are only 12 states that still prohibit at this point sports gambling.
You know, many of the people who are against this legalization, they cite the negative effects that it could have on young people, on young adults. WRAL health reporter Grace Haba spoke with a psychology expert about who is at most risk for developing addictive behaviors.
These images from a Yale University study show the brain of a cocaine addict and the area stimulated when shown a video of drug behavior. And this image is what happens when the same thing is done, but to a gambling addict. And as you can see, the reward center in both brains are stimulated in very similar ways. And it's why neuroscience experts are voicing concerns as North Carolinians prepare to place their bets.
Gambling is the only behavioral addiction that's recognized in the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual.
One of Rosa Li's main focuses with UNC's Department of Psychology and Neuroscience is adolescent brain development.
We often call it the second window of development, second only to those first 3 years of life.
It's a period in which she says the brain is susceptible to forming habits, good and bad.
It's also a time period when we know adolescents are especially drawn to reward and reward seeking, and then also the front part of their brains, their prefrontal cortex, that is slowly maturing into your early 20s.
These days, it's hard to turn on the TV.
I'm pumped. Let's go, North Carolina.
And almost impossible to scroll through social media without seeing and hearing ad after ad.
North Carolina.
Asking you to download and deposit.
It can make this type of behavior seem really glamorous and what we would call socially normative, especially if you're seeing a celebrity you really look up to or an athlete you really look up to promoting these sites. That might make it seem especially alluring.
Each ad is required to display a gambling addiction support hotline, but Lee points out that on most ads, that number is extremely small and often hidden among several lines of other legal disclaimers. To place a bet legally in North Carolina, you must be at least 21 years old, but Lee says that could be hard to enforce online.
Let's be honest, a lot of teens are more digitally savvy than the grown-ups that are parenting them. So it's entirely possible, and I think likely, that kids who are underage will probably find a way to access these gambling sites.
Young adult males, specifically those receiving college educations, have been shown to be more likely to engage in online sports betting. And being a state that loves our sports, Lee says that will likely be especially true here in North Carolina. Grace Haba, WRAL News.
We should also say that if you or a loved one may need support, you can call the number at the bottom of your screen if we could pop it up. The number, as you see there, 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-877-718-5543.